Obviously, they know. But for us to have gone through that, sometimes, when you're dealing with an opponent, there's an information asymmetry. He has more information than we have. You see that on the face of it, what we've ended up doing is participatory democracy. He called us to the table, asked our opinion. We went and did a technical paper. Yeah, though it wasn't quite tidy, but the end product looks like it's okay. Yes.
Is it not just for the show?
No, I don't think so, because right now, at least we've done that paper, it's in the public, and let me show the low-hanging fruits. You see some of them, when you say which ones I mean, you see we put in, there's the one about right-sizing the ministries, departments, and agencies. You see in Cote d'Ivoire, when COVID, because of COVID and all the other problems, they reduced their ministers, is it from 40 to 31, or is it 41 to 31? There's that thing. Already their numbers were low, and they cut them further. So we have put in there that the Office of Government
Machinery. You're asking for the review and right-size MDAs and SOEs to maintain compensation expenses equivalent to 2022. This should include drastically reducing the number of MDAs, ministers, and staff at the Office of Government Machinery. Example, presidential staffers. And that's supposed to save us 6.5 billion. You think this will happen?
Yes, we have to, because then there will be no moral authority to say individuals should come on board.
But this is not the first time you've been calling for the reduction of ministers. And we haven't seen anything happen.
Good. MFA, but I think now the mood of the country is changed. You see now so many people have come on board, right? Yes, so many people are on board. You see the IFS, Institute of Fiscal Studies. You see on Thursday also, front page of the Daily Graphic. You see Dr. John Kwachi there, cut. You make several billions. IEA the day before. So Wednesday, Thursday, you saw a number of front pages, right? Yeah, so I think something can be done, because the presidential staffers and all those, the hangers on, there are too many. You remember Dr. Bampo, when the organized labor were doing it, they said even the Minister of Finance himself, there were too many party apparatchiki there, right? Yeah, Dr. Bampo, the Executive Secretary of ClockSat. Yeah, he mentioned they worked there and they could say it. So they've seen the figures. So the figures have to come down. So I think right now the whole nation is feeling it. Christian Council, you see, they've thrown in their lot, the Catholic Bishops' Conference, right? Even Council of State. So it tells you that this is the right time. That's the same point Dr. Bopin was making, that, look, the president has to stand up. Enough of the sloganeering. This is his last opportunity to salvage his image. Otherwise, he goes away with only one legacy. That will be free SHS. Yes, it's not good for him. He has to stand up. Maybe he has to step outside, step out from his advisors. He hasn't had the best of advice, or maybe if it's that they've advised him, he hasn't listened. This is his last opportunity to drastically cut down the numbers, cut down the freebies and all those things. Yes.
Okay. Well, Dr. Eduenji, did you also, I think he's joining us via phone now because we have technical challenges with his Zoom. Doc, I'm sure you can hear me now. We'll try and work on it. Yes. So you were telling me what exactly for you as pensioners. I know you're fighting this separately from the Individual Bondholders Forum. So for you as pensioners, you were asking for an exemption. You were saying individual bondholders cannot be, at least your pensioners cannot be part of this particular debt exchange program. So from Friday's meeting, do you get a sense that you are not part, you're exempted? Is that the promise you were giving?
We are not exempted. The minister didn't exempt anybody. The minister, as my friend Martin said, said the government will be honoring the coupons. So it means if you opt out, you're hoping that the government will honor your coupons. That is what the minister has said. That, to me, does not amount to exemption. We want to be exempted. We don't want to be treated that voluntarily. If you don't come, government will be paying you. We want the government to exempt us as it has exempted the pension fund. So we know long ago that the thing is voluntary. And if you don't go under it, you are entitled to your coupon. But the danger that we think we face is that the government has come out to say, its ability to mobilize resources to pay for these obligations has been impaired, and that going forward it will not be able to do what is needed to be done. That is why it is exchanging these old bonds for new bonds. So we know that if we are holding on to the old bonds, it has its own disadvantages, given the economic situation that we face now. So we want to be given a complete exemption, as has been granted to the pension fund. So we know it is voluntary, but we still want an exemption from the exchange program as has been given to pension funds.
And this particular position that you're espousing now, I'm sure was made clear at that meeting on Friday. I know that you've been talking about the fact that bondholders will pay their coupons and principals. Did you get a sense that this fight is going to be over anytime soon? Because we have just 2 days to go for the deadline. What then happens to pensioners? What happens to your members?
It is not over until the exemption has been granted. As I said, we know long term it is voluntary. And the minister keeps on saying that it is voluntary. We all know it's voluntary. But we are saying that it was voluntary when the pension funds were exempted. Mm-hmm. And so regardless of the fact that it is voluntary or not voluntary, we pensioners want to be exempted. We want to stand at where pension funds are standing.
So the payment of coupons and principals of your members does not answer the question or the request that you're making for you?
It's a government obligation already.
Okay.
The government, that's why he said the minister cannot say he won't pay. It is an obligation that the government has with all bondholders that you should pay. And under no circumstances would the minister be able to say we won't pay.